16 seconds.
Robert McCall sets a timer right before he kills 5 men. Not because he's anxious, not because he's under pressure, but because he's clocked in. He estimates exactly how long this will take. The same way a barista knows it will take him roughly 3 minutes to make a latte. And when he turns the timer off, all 5 of the men are dead, and he assesses his performance. He is clinical, efficient, and doesn't waste a single movement. But McCall isn't a righteous hero. He's a high-functioning, obsessive compulsive, managing his trauma through order, discipline, and structure. He needs the routine of his civilian life to keep the violent part of him contained. But when the murderous psychopath inside of him gets activated, it runs on the same program that governs the rest of his life. Focus, order, precision, and efficiency. Watch his face while he's in combat. He doesn't look like he's enjoying it. There's no anger, no resentment. There's no satisfaction when he accomplishes a task, no relief when it's over, no catharsis. He just returns to baseline, neutral, and he's ready for the next task. Compare this to almost any other action hero. John Wick is driven by vengeance. Jason Bourne is driven by confusion and survival. Ethan Hunt is driven by his refusal to accept failure. Even the Terminator has a learning arc. But McCall is just doing his job. And when the job is done, he clocks out. You see, The Equalizer isn't just a revenge thriller. It's a film about a man who is so damaged, the only way he can function is to treat his pathology with the same level of professionalism that he treats his customer service job at the local retail store. The same smile, same politeness, and the same efficiency. Robert McCall is a former U.S. Marine and Black Ops operative, someone who spent decades doing classified government work that probably destroyed his soul. Now he's retired, living quietly in Boston, working at a Home Depot-style hardware store, trying to be normal. He has a routine, wakes up at the same time every day, makes tea, reads classic literature at a diner, and helps coworkers. He's rebuilt his life around structure and repetition in an effort to make himself invisible and appear harmless. But when he meets a young woman named Alina who's being brutalized by the Russian mob, something inside of him breaks. So he walks into the mobster's headquarters and politely offers to buy her freedom with a modest amount of cash that he can scrape together. Instead of just taking the money, they laugh in his face and insult him.
Take your f***ing money and go back to your house and shut yourself up 9,800 times. And then you come crawling back here to talk to me, huh? She will be used up by then for sure. Maybe then I will let you have it for nothing.
So he picks up his money, locks the door, sets his timer, and clocks in for work. His actions that night triggers a war with the entire Russian mafia, who send their best enforcer to hunt him down. And McCall systematically dismantles them.
Yes and no.
All right. Whoa.
Using the same level of efficiency and professionalism he applies to every other area of his life. Now let's talk about how McCall turns his trauma and OCD coping mechanisms into his superpower. The first thing you need to understand about him is that he doesn't transform into a killer. He just shifts modes, like switching from customer service to inventory management. It's all part of the same operating system. Watch what happens moments before violence. His eyes refocus and he carefully scans the environment. This is not rage building. It's not adrenaline. It's recalibration because he's switching from civilian mode to work mode. The film is showing you that for McCall, there's no difference between assisting his coworkers.
You want to make security guard, you got to lose weight, you got to test in 1 week. Now, you asked me to help you, but if you're not willing to apply yourself.
Yeah.
And assisting the person he just stabbed take their last breath.
Your heart's beating 3 times the normal rate. That's because you're losing so much blood.
About 30 seconds, body's gonna shut down.
And you're gonna suffocate.
Both get the same level of professionalism and, let's face it, a certain level of customer care. And that's when you realize what this film is actually about. Robert McCall doesn't treat killing like a big spectacle. He treats it like it's a service he provides. With the same courtesy and efficiency he shows customers buying garden supplies. McCall is not a righteous avenger consumed by emotion, nor is he a cold psychopath who enjoys a kill. For him, violence is just another task on his to-do list. And this is why he obsesses over routines. You might think that his rigid routine is just his personality quirk, but I think it might actually be the only cage that can hold the monster that lives inside of him. Because McCall has not escaped his past. He has just proven that the most dangerous person in any room is the one who's turned their dysfunction into discipline. Routine creates predictability, and predictability creates advantage. If you do the same thing every day, you notice when something is different, when a car is parked out of place, when someone is watching you who wasn't there yesterday.
Is it just you, or are we waiting for someone else?
I'm sorry, what?
Your hands. If you really work the power lines down there, your hands wouldn't look like that. I know we gotta be waiting for somebody else.
Oh, hands where I could see him. We take a little walk across the street, me and you. Black Denali.
Here we go.
When a threat is developing before it fully materializes. And that's why his life is built on repetition. He wakes up at the same time, makes his smoothie the exact same way, reads at the same diner, orders the same thing, works the same shifts. But here's what really makes McCall a very unique action hero. His efficiency. He doesn't fight longer than he needs to, and he only applies enough violence to get the job done. He doesn't walk around with weapons. He doesn't use wasteful things like grenades. In fact, I don't even think he owns a gun. He just scans his environment for whatever is available and only uses as much force as is absolutely necessary. And this reveals the film's central thesis. McCall is not healed. He has just become productive with his pain and has found a way to apply his pain into the service of others. Because that's what he does. That's his routine now. Someone has a problem, and he provides a solution. Sometimes the solution is helping them find paint. Sometimes it's cold-blooded murder. But his response always comes with a professional, efficient solution. He's turned killing into a service, and he's the only employee of a company that doesn't exist. And the film's final message is deeply unsettling. He hasn't found peace or redemption. Because what you're watching is a man that is so damaged that the only way he can function is by treating murder the same way he treats his customer service job. Same smile, same politeness, and the same efficiency.